Even though we have the people all over the world protesting, here we have the UN Security Council has failed to adopt the Arab coalition's bid calling for the creation of a Palestinian state and an end to Israeli occupation. The veto power, US and Australia, voted against the move, along with 5 abstentions. The draft resolution gathered only 8 votes in favor, so it was automatically defeated. Yet, the US still used its veto power and vetoed against the resolution. Another veto power state, the UK, along with Lithuania, Nigeria, Korea, and Rwanda, have abstained from the vote. The U.S. ambassador to the UN, Samantha Power, in a statement said, "This resolution sets the stage for more division, not for compromise." She also called the draft a staged confrontation. The UK ambassador to the UN, Mark Lyle Grant, in a statement says, "The United Kingdom supports much of the content of the draft resolution. It is therefore with deep regret that we abstained from it." He goes on to state that we are disappointed that the normal and necessary negotiation did not take place on this occasion. However, Russia's UN envoy, Vitaly Churkin, said that Moscow cannot share the objections of those who believe that the draft resolution was undermining the prospects of the negotiating process. He goes on to state that unfortunately last year revealed how this process has gone into a blind alley with its monopolization by the United States and their pullback from the quartet being US, the EU, the UN, and Russia. He goes on to state that we believe this to be a strategic mistake. Now, China's permanent representative to the United Nations also makes a statement here. This draft reflects just demands of Arab states, including the Palestinian people, and is in accord with the relevant UN resolutions, the Land for Peace Principle, the Arab Peace Initiative, and Middle Eastern Peace Roadmap, and is also in accord with China's consistent position. Liu Jie, who is China's permanent representative to the United Nations, goes on to state that we express deep regret over the failure of the draft resolution to be adopted. This official bid for statehood was submitted to the Council today, December 30th, 2014, by a Jordan-led Arab coalition. The bid featured a revised draft resolution of a similar proposal submitted earlier this month. Delegates voted on the measure this afternoon. Highly opposed by the US and Israel, the first version of the draft resolution was submitted in blue to the UN Security Council last Wednesday. The council includes 5 permanent members who hold veto power and 10 additional members who serve 2-year terms. The resolution gives 12 months for a just, lasting, and comprehensive peaceful solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which it regards as the creation of a sovereign and viable Palestinian state based on 1967 borders, as well as the withdrawal of all Israeli forces from the occupied territory by 2017. Its text had already seen several amendments. These concern East Jerusalem as capital of the future state of Palestine, also Israeli settlement building and Palestinian refugees' right of return. Palestinian Liberation Organization, the PLO, Executive Committee member Abu Yusuf told a Sharq al-Aswat newspaper that, according to the current draft, Jerusalem is regarded as the capital of both Israel and Palestine, but the role of East Jerusalem in a future Palestinian state is not specified. U.S. activist and journalist Phyllis Bennis, she told RT that I think there is a big question whether the drafts that are now circulating actually do that they actually do create a Palestinian state. The French amendments, she says, in particular, significantly weaken the idea that this is something that would actually create the Palestinian state. She also explained that there is no consequence named. So if this resolution was passed and it was not abided by, that there was no consequence named in the resolution. She states that the resolution is not taken under either Chapter 6 or Chapter 7, which are the coercive chapters of the UN Charter. These chapters imply the use of military force and putting pressure against the state, such as sanctions. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas said on Tuesday his administration would no longer deal with Israel in case of the resolution's failure. So, that being said, that's where things stand at the moment. Break this news.
Gee, Ethel, thanks. It's times like this when you know what friends are for.
If I'd known this is what friends are for, I'd have signed up as an enemy.